On the Clips Podcast Show, we'll make you smile. Clips, 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 clips. Welcome to the Clips. Where the fun never ends. We'll dive into topics, make new best friends. So grab a seat, get ready to go. On the Clips Podcast Show, let's enjoy the flow. Ain't nobody messing with mine. We'll discuss the latest trends and news. Laugh and debate, leave you feeling amused. Oh yeah. Tim the man as your host will keep the energy high. Interviews and stories that will touch the sky. Let's talk.
Oh, there we go. Get started. Did you watch the football game? Did you watch the football game? The halftime show with Beyonce and all that?
Nah,
You ain't watched that?
nah. I've been seeing people post about it, but like the way the Browns been playing, bro, I'm just not even into the NFL. I'm done for the season. Catch me in April.
So you out of there, huh?
Yeah, I can't do it. I don't care who wins the Super Bowl. I hate the Chiefs.
Oh my
Don't
God.
like the Cowboys. Don't like the
You're right
Steelers.
about that.
So I mean,
Yeah. You named all the teams out here.
don't like the Bengals.
Yeah.
Only reason I halfway tolerate Baltimore is went to school down there, but that's about it. I don't want to see none of it.
Yeah, so you ain't gonna worry about it, huh?
Nope.
That's funny.
And then, like, I don't know what's going on why the Cavs can't get any nationwide games. Like, they playing all these sucker losing teams and won't get the Cavs no run. I don't get that.
Right. They should have been on the the pure weekend holiday, so-called holiday stuff. The Cavs is top dog.
No.
They ain't getting they don't respect them yet.
They should have. But I think it's because of that contract they signed with Bally's. No, I think they signed a messed up TV contract this year.
Yeah, you're right.
So you basically have to get a subscription to watch the games. You might see 2 games a month on regular TV.
You're right.
And I'm not buying any more subscriptions to anything.
Yeah, because some cable providers don't have Bally's.
Exactly.
Okay. So you won't see it.
Nope.
Wow. But that's funny. We talking about athletes because that's exactly what we're gonna talk about tonight. Let's go right into it. For all you people out there,
Oh goodness.
Podcast Wednesday nights. Subscribe. We got a good one tonight. We'll talk about it. Me and my man JT, we'll cover it. Everybody else either broke up, in IR, or vacation. But me and JT still steady strong. They can't knock us down. So we go with this. Look at what we got here. And let's see.
Do you all remember when Left Eye from TLC broke down how their group sold 10 million albums, but they were still broke?
All right. This is how a group can sell 10 million records and be broke. And everyone, get ready to do your math. When we first started out, we were kind of cocky. Okay, there are 100 points on the album. TLC had 7. Every point is equal to 8 cents. All right? 7 times 8, 56 cents. But as time went on, we learned a lot. That means every time an album gets sold, TLC gets 56 cents. So 10 million records, $5.6 million. Seems like a lot of money. Well, it's not a lot of money when the record company has spent $3 million to record your album. And in the record business, we pay all costs back to the record company. We pay recording costs, video costs. So now we have $2.6 million left. Well, guess what? When you have that much money, you're in about the 47, 48, 49% tax bracket. So that immediately gets deducted to $1.3 million. Then you split the rest 3 ways. You got about $300,000 a piece, if that much. Okay? $300,000. I can buy a nice house with that. And what am I going to pay my bills with?
Now, there are a lot of professional athletes who can relate to that story because according to Sports Illustrated, 78% of NFL players face financial trouble within 2 years of leaving the game. For NBA players, it's 60%. For Major League Baseball players, it's about 5 years before they start experiencing financial hardship. And even more alarming, 70% of foreign-born Latino players experience financial hardship within their first 4 years of retirement. Now, to understand how this happens, we need to first understand how professional athletes get paid. I'll use the NFL as my example. An NFL contract consists of a player's base salary, which can be guaranteed or non-guaranteed depending on contract structure. In general, the most important number to look at is the guaranteed money. Patrick Mahomes signed a 10-year extension with the Kansas City Chiefs that goes through the 2031 season. His contract is worth $450 million, but with incentives. Mahomes could be looking at collecting $503 million. However, Mahomes only has $141 million coming in guaranteed money. Mahomes' contract, like a lot of NFL contracts, is filled with injury guarantees, cap guarantees, and skill guarantees. He has $1 million incentives for winning MVPs, the Super Bowl, and for taking at least 50% of the snaps in a given season. Another important figure in an NFL contract are the signing bonuses. Green Bay Packers quarterback Jordan Love recorded the highest signing bonus in history, a cool $75 million. Now, here's something else important to know about an NFL contract. NFL players often don't get paid year-round, something a lot of them didn't know when they got into the league, including former NFL player Josh Cribbs.
Did you know that we got paid every week?
Every Tuesday.
I thought that we got paid every Tuesday for the year. I didn't know.
Oh, your check was so big,
that in the off season we didn't get paid. I didn't know in the off season we didn't get paid.
Oh, okay.
And I was in fear.
Something else NFL players have to pay, and this applies to other professional athletes as well, is something called a jock tax. Athletes are required to pay taxes in every city they play in. That 162-game schedule in baseball look a lot different now, doesn't it? Well, except if you're Juan Soto. Now, when you start combing through the stories of how professional athletes lose their money, a few familiar themes and patterns start to emerge. So here are the 5 biggest reasons professional athletes wind up in financial hardship. Number 5, everybody is on the payroll. And by everybody, I mean family and friends. A lot of athletes feel pressure to put everybody on. Here's Darren Woodson explaining that.
I want you to paint this picture of my mom, 4 kids, worked 2 jobs. I had no understanding of finances. I had no history of
financial literacy.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So most players, they got so many people around them, family members, dads, cousins. You got all these people who are just pulling. Hey, send me that, give me that $5,000 for this. And
just a little piece, right? Just a little piece.
I need to start this business. You have to become selfish in a lot of ways because it don't last forever.
The second reason athletes go broke, children. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, it costs a little over $233,000 a year to raise a child to 18 in the United States. That's a damn G-Wagon. 1 or 2 kids is already a lot. So imagine being Tyreek Hill, who reportedly has 10 children, or Scottie Pippen, who has 7 kids, or Evander Holyfield, who has 11 children. That's 1, 2, carry the 1, multiply by 3. I'm gonna let y'all do that math at home. Third reason athletes struggle financially once they leave the game is divorce. Half of first marriages end in divorce. In 2008, former pro golfer Greg Norman had to pay $103 million in his divorce settlement. Ex-wifey also walked away with their $17.5 million beachfront home, another $4 million house, and $500,000 in jewelry. The fourth reason athletes experience financial hardship, their egos get involved. And the next thing you know, they've blown $20 million. Listen to this from Shaquille O'Neal.
The first word you need to understand is FICA, and you don't. If you're doing a $100 million contract, depending on what state you live in, you ain't getting $100 million, but you spend like you got $100 million. And that'd be the problem. My first year check was $20 million. When I got it said 10-9. FICA, states, all the taxes go, right? But I didn't realize that. So I went and bought a house for $5 million. I'm in a Rolls Royce joint. So I'm like, hey man, how much is this? Nah, how much is this? So finally the old guy says, yo man, you asked about all these cars. Can you afford them? Now I'm pissed. So I buy 3. So they go another $1 million. That's 6. Trying to be a rapper. Trying to produce my own video. They go another $1 million. That's 7. So I spent that $10 million probably in 3 months. The whole summer. And then my guy called me and said, you spend your whole check. Still had a lot of money, I was paying attention, but I was like, okay, now I need to really, and then I was getting married at the time, I was like, now I really need to start paying attention. It ain't about me no more, it's about these babies, so.
FICA, if I see you out in these streets, it's on site. And the final reason pro athletes go broke once they stop playing, They forget that most of the time, they don't get to retire on their own. The game retires them. They make the mistake of assuming the money is just going to keep coming their way forever.
A lot of people think it's like you just got a reckless spending habit.
Yeah.
It ain't that we got reckless
Not
spending
that.
habits. We just got crazy overhead, and once the checks stop, it gets completely different. It's nobody sitting there giving you real numbers because it's coming in so fast. Money coming in so fast. That's just the contract. Like, you might have a shoe deal, you might have some endorsements, so you feel like this shit is gonna be forever. It was a culture shock to me the first week I didn't get a big check from being retired, where it was like, oh,
I gotta figure this shit out.
Yeah, like life has begun.
And most times, real life begins quicker than they think. The average NFL career lasts 3.3 years. The average NHL career lasts 3.5. For the NBA, it's 4.8, and Major League Baseball, it's 5.6. That's not a long time. Now, it feels like athletes these days are making smarter decisions when it comes to money. LeBron James isn't done playing, and he's already worth $1 billion. Between his salary and his investments, which include Blaze Pizza and owning a minority stake of Liverpool FC. Steph Curry is invested in esports, whiskey, and he has his own production company. Players seem to be getting wiser, but they have to remember the golden rule. It is still tricking, even if you got it. I'm Jamel Hill, and I approve this message.
That is crazy. What you think about that? The athletes having that kind of money.
I mean, that's wild. I mean, even as just a and what I make after taxes, I get pissed. A little tear
Right.
come to my eye. You know what I'm saying? And then the crazy thing is, you know, I'm in a different income bracket, but I have no dependents, so I have really no exemptions to claim.
Right.
So it's just me. So I end up owing the IRS every year. I just can't make up stuff. Like, you know, I don't have dependents.
Right.
I can't claim my wife. Like, so it's cold world. Now you multiply my little scribbly salary times 20, and you know, you dealing with what they got to deal with, and they buying things that we wouldn't think about. Like maybe a $500,000 to $1 million house at some point in our lifetime is reasonable. But $10 million, 3 Rolls Royces, we ain't shopping like that.
I mean,
we just not.
How do you feel about like athletes when you know they got like this big contract, big huge $100, $200, $300 million contract, and they broke after their career? How you feel about them type of people?
I mean, cry me a river. At least you had the opportunity to touch $1 million, and you might like you could set $1 million in the bank and don't touch it, and it's gonna grow. How you gonna blow through 100 in 5 years? 5 years.
80%. I think they say 86% of most athletes go broke after they retire. It might be even more now or less, but yeah, about 86%. I'm like, wow, they have they you know, they contracts are huge.
I think that's nasty work.
What you mean nasty work?
Yeah, the contracts are huge. I was watching a clip today where a black scholar was talking about why are books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad or financial literacy classes really being taught in inner cities, or you know, even in why aren't they? Why isn't it being taught? Why aren't these books available to start teaching young men and young women early the benefits of credit, the risks of credit, taxes, all that? Now you talking about these kids that are being groomed since they're 6, 7 years old to become professional athletes, and then they become adults who have no clue. I don't get that. Your agent is taking 20%, but he can't set you up with a good accountant that says, hey, we're going to set up this account to make sure your taxes are paid. We're going to set up this account to make sure whatever other bills or whatever other liabilities you have are paid. Now here are your assets. Let's start. Okay, here's your shoe deal. How much does it cost for you to live? Let's make sure that's paid for the year. Put everything else up.
Right.
You know, nobody teaches moderation and modesty. Everybody wants to look like a rapper. Rappers want to look like athletes, vice versa. And they're competing with each other so you can go broke the fastest.
Susan go broke.
But that's because they're not being taught. They said Bronny James right now, this dude ain't really played a half of an NBA season, and he's worth 1.3 billion. How? You haven't done anything. His jersey's the number one selling jersey in the NBA. LeBron is his dad. You think he's going to be one of those statistics? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But he has somebody who can show him the blueprint, A, and B, he got his own cash. He's killing it. He's selling more jerseys than his pops. His pops is the all-time leading scorer in the NBA.
Right.
That's crazy work. Like, that's just wild. But
I mean, to answer your other question that you was talking about earlier,
you see the opposite ends of the spectrum. I don't know who the young man was that was on that team.
I think, I mean, to answer your question.
You said what?
I think they all in cahoots when you were saying, why can't these athletes keep money and be taught this. I think the accountants, the lawyers, they all in cahoots to suck you dry, man. They all in to get it from you.
I don't know if it's cahoots, but I definitely think different communities take care of their own. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, like, you know, when you look at representation in terms of agents, lawyers, accountants, who do they look like? They don't look like us.
Right.
So I don't think it's necessarily in cahoots, but I think that they serve their best interest and they keep the money flowing in a circle.
Right.
Drew Rosenhaus, how many professional athletes does Drew Rosenhaus manage? I mean, think about it.
That's why I say I think they all in cahoots.
Think about it. And I guarantee you, if they have the same agent, he's probably looking them up with the same account.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Because he probably got what?
I don't think it's more than that.
Yeah.
Because he does like all the major league sports, NBA, NFL, MLB.
Right.
So he's touching bread. Ain't never dunked a ball in his life. Ain't never threw a touchdown.
Don't need to.
He richer
he don't need
than the people that he represents.
Right. Man,
so
that's crazy.
And then you notice that the only people that you truly hear about, like No Limit was the first record label that jumped into management with that whole Ricky Williams thing. I don't know if you remember that back in the day, right? And then you got Rock Nation now. They're trying to get their hands on it and get, they got a couple players here and there. Like, I think that's a setup too. I mean, we talked about the music industry. The music industry is already a predatory industry, and I think they take those same practices and they treat professional athletes like they treat these dumbass rappers. You just heard TLC talk about they just had sold 10 million and had to split 1.3 three different ways.
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
So, I mean, the only way they make their money is by touring and selling merchandise. But anything they take from the record company, they take it right back from.
Yeah,
so that's why you see artists.
Money.
Exactly.
They got to stay touring. That's crazy.
20 tour dates. They got to eat.
Yep, they got to. The image, like you said, the imagery, the everything.
Record company gonna keep their masters.
Oh, yeah, they keeping all that to you, everything.
Yeah, but look at them dudes like back in the 80s and look at them now. They don't be wearing all them jewels. They don't be wearing like all that stuff they had on back in the day. I mean, first of all, it's maturity, but second of all, like they don't got the brand like that.
No, that's over with.
Ain't no 25-year-old checking for KRS-One.
Not if they,
even though he's dope.
They didn't put the money up.
Ain't no 21-year-old trying to listen to NWA.
Right. Not at all.
What? I look at Ice Cube.
Oh, yeah, Cube.
Look at Ice Cube and Drake.
Yeah, he's smart with
they diversify.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Cube capitalized on his intellectual property with the writing, the creating the movies, working with the studios. He created another stream of income for himself.
Right.
He still does the music.
Yeah, he branched out.
But now he's an actor. He's a producer. He's a writer.
You got to branch out another way to make that money.
On TV points off of all shows.
So let me ask you this: if
And you
was,
see how much they play Friday, it's on all the damn time. He getting paid for that.
yeah. So let me ask you this: if you was rich, from being an athlete, would you give money to like your siblings or your cousins, or, because people gonna be coming at you like, what's the name? Just said on the athlete do, like your cousins gonna be talking about, I need to start a business, I need this. Would you help people, or would you be selfish with it? How would you go about that?
We really don't do that in my family. Well, first of all, I got a small family. Second of all, like, yeah, nah, it's just like really me, my brother, and I would definitely help my sons out. I'll put something up for them.
Right.
I wouldn't give them everything all at once because they in their 20s and they'd be stupid and blow it. But I definitely make sure they would have access to it when they need it. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty grounded young men. But, like,
what about friends?
If it was a severe, like, I make sure my aunt was good, like, because she's getting ready to maybe sell her home.
Yeah.
No, hell no.
What about outside people that's gonna be coming at you?
No.
You was my nigga growing up.
No.
No.
No, there's a there's a handful of my frat brothers I would look out for. My homies from college that I kind of grew up with, my 503 boys. If they called and needed anything, I definitely there's because they've looked out for me.
Right.
So I take care of those who take care of me. I told my brother this. I told my brother this morning. We was talking. I was like, I've been down for 6 months, and the only time I get a phone call if it's from the Uber Eats person, like, we're here with your order. 6 months. Nobody's knocked at my door. Nobody's brought me a sandwich. Nobody said shit to me in 6 months. I've been down.
Right.
6 months. Damn. So when I get back up, and God willing, everything is going to smooth itself out back to where it used to be.
Yeah,
I am going on the JT Fuck You World Tour.
Not
So if I'm doing that, just making a regular salary, don't give me 10 million because I'm really gonna hurt your feelings. Don't let me win the Mega Millions.
You say
Don't let me, because the answer is no.
The answer is no.
No.
That's 1.15
I'm not giving
billion.
I don't give a good. I don't care. The answer is no.
You still tell them no, huh?
Don't ask me for shit.
Say it wouldn't even happen now.
And I mean that.
What? That's a lot of money.
Like I said, there's a handful of people. There's a handful of people I look out for. I mean, shit, think about it right now. Elon Musk has enough money to give everybody on the planet $1 million. Everybody on the planet Earth $1 million, and still have like 20 billion left. He could single-handedly end world hunger, wars, all that. Right. Single-handedly change generational poverty, lift people out of it. You think he gives a damn? No, he wants more money.
Yeah, ain't no money in that, what you just talked about. If he did that, ain't no money in that. Economically, it's not. Ain't no money.
Well, I mean, that's the point I'm saying is it would not kill him.
No.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
He would still be a billionaire 10 times over.
Right.
Regardless of the
money
benefit to him. I'm just saying he has enough money to do that.
Yeah. But see, the thing about, he could give that all away. It's not the money that make him a billionaire. It's his thought process. He can make it back again based on his thought process. So he can give it away and be like, yeah, okay, y'all got that? I can go get this again because I know how to get it in the first place. That's his thing. That's most of those guys' process. But let me see. So if you had that kind of money, how many children would you think you'll have? Or would you, if you had like 100 million, if you had made $100 million contract, you think you'll have any kids? Or
I don't think finance is dictated.
Oh, finance definitely dictated.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I'm saying for me, I'm like, oh, well, now just because I can doesn't mean you should. You feel me? So just because I got $100 million don't mean I need to go out and have 12 kids. For what?
Right.
For what?
Right. I'm just saying, most people, they'll get loose. I mean, look what it says. Scottie Pippen got 7. what's the name? Got 10. He got 11 kids.
That's dumb.
They went nuts when they got that money. 10, 11, and I said, golly.
That's like I don't get it. No, that's where they got on.
Yeah.
A lot of them got grown kids and been doing this, but that's because again we're not educated in a community. Just like Jamil talked about, it takes $200,000 a year every year until they're 18 years old to raise these kids.
Yeah.
And if you working at McDonald's, no offense, and 10 kids, what the fuck are you doing? You're not doing it on your own. You getting some type of handout.
Yeah, that's
so. I mean, no, like I mean, my thing is to continue the legacy of your father's name or your family name. Period. And my father had 2 boys and a girl. I had 2 boys and a posse. Ended up just being 2 boys.
Right.
So I've created the legacy that's going to carry on my legacy. I don't need another 6 kids to do that. I got my legacy. Now, if they want to have multiple children, when they settle down and get married and afford it, God bless you.
Right.
But A, I never had kids out of wedlock. B, I had kids with one woman only.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was good. That was good.
I ain't going to be going back and forth to court with 3-4 different women. The court costs me all with that crap. Yeah. Paying lawyers.
Yeah.
Child support. I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
No way, no how. I told my wife when she was pregnant with the first one, I'm not paying child support. I'll raise them, but I ain't paying no child support.
You said, give them to me, huh? Shoot. But we
I'll take it.
Yeah, before we let them dictate about our own kids, forget that. So if you had that kind of money, where would you live? Would you still live here? Or would you move to certain state you'll move to based on, you know? Would you still stay in Ohio?
I mean,
or would you be like,
I mean, so if you think about it, if you get that type of money, however you get it, and then you're probably not going back to work, so you're not going to be paying income tax, like unless you just enjoy working, which I don't. But
you got to pay taxes on the money, though, don't you?
Like people always talk about Florida because it doesn't have income tax. But if you got $40 million, what you need to go to work for?
Right.
Unless you like working.
Yeah, you need to make that money work.
Well, exactly. So, I mean, Ohio is a pretty tax-heavy state. I will review my options. I wouldn't necessarily say I got to move because I got this money now. Because this is home.
Right.
We'll figure it out.
You probably just keep one here and then wherever else you're going to go. Just keep a house here or something like that.
You heard LeBron talk about it when he made the decision. Yeah, I wanted to play with Dwayne Wade and all those guys down there. They're really great, but also I have to pay income tax. He said it. I mean, so a lot of players want to, like NFL, when they're looking at free agency. That's why you see these free agents get real selective about where they want to play. Some want to play for a ring. Some want to play to keep more money because they know the end of their career is near. Yeah. So they want to go to markets where, they're going to be. So, I mean, it just, it all depends on that frame of reference, that mind state you're in about what you want to do and how you want to do with your money. But I think that's tragic that all these professional athletes are just had no clue they didn't get paid. Like, how do you sign all these contracts? How do you have all these people around you and no one tells you don't get paid in the offseason?
Yeah. So they didn't even know. You see, Josh Cribbs said it. He said he didn't even know.
Exactly.
He thought it went, all year round.
That blows my mind. That's the first time. Well, you know what? From the outside looking in, I thought that's the way it went. I thought, like, if you get $100 million guaranteed a year, they divvied it out even through the offseason.
That's what
But they're just getting game checks on Tuesday, and when the season is over,
well, the way he explained it was
that's wild.
They whatever your contract is and your incentives, if you meet them, and your guaranteed money, you getting that up to the point of until the season over. After the season, not once it's over, you're not getting. So they be then pushed all that money to until you get ready to go to your off season. You done, yeah, you done. So you got to be careful with your money, period, because the off season,
right? And as soon as the season over, they want to go to Miami and pop bottles and buy jewelry and floss on social media.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
You better be to have some Nike deals.
I mean, but they should have enough money, because to stretch. But
nah, they be blowing that money though, man.
Supplement your income. It's like Marshawn Lynch never spent $1 from a game check. Not one. He saved all of his game checks for his entire career. He's straight. He spent his endorsement deals, his signing bonuses, but never touched a game check.
That was smart.
And you think about what Lamar Jackson, he's keeping money inside his circle, inside the family business.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, some of these athletes are very sad, but some of them are just stupid.
Like you say, they could send them to those classes and tell them about, financial etiquette and this and that. They still, some of them they do what they do, man. It don't even matter. You could give them, because they get the classes.
This is true for even like we just have a sickness in our community. We always want to outdo each other. And I'm talking about guys my age too, who got what sitting out in the parking lot, who got jewelry on. Oh, what suit you rocking? What, like, it's always where you vacationing this year? Like, man, Florida. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It don't matter.
We always just want to do better. While every other community is working and investing and saving together, we out here trying to see who can get the fastest to bankruptcy.
You know what? It's crazy you saying that,
and it's not like we're not making money.
Right, because I was just watching that Pop the Balloon show. There was a young lady on there. She was talking about how she this entrepreneur that, and she yada yada yada. So she was picking. There were men. It was the men turn to be standing out there, and then she picked from the men. So she was going over all these men about, what do they do for a living and blah blah blah. So she was down to two guys, and she told the one. She listened to what them guys said, and the guy she popped. She said the reason why I popped you is because he had better answers as far as his finances. And she told that guy that she popped, I need a man that makes this amount, and I don't want to make more than him. And she went over all these scenarios why she didn't pick him. And I'm going, you know what? Man, even the black women in competition with us as far as finances. When all you got to say is you make a choice. But y'all can work together is what I'm trying to say. It don't matter. If that's the guy you like and he don't make as much money as the guy that you did pick, and you really like that guy, you be like, well, you know what? I'm going to get with him and we can work together. But it's like, I said to myself, even they in competition. You shouldn't be in competition. No other race in competition with their men but our women.
I don't know. Because, I've watched some of those reality shows when them real housewives make more money than their partners, and they let their partners know real quick, especially when it's time for divorce, who makes the money,
right.
You know what I mean? So I don't think it's exclusive to our community. I just think we don't work in our best interest together. At least they get to the point where they sitting in a 5-bedroom mansion, G-Wagons and crap outside. Even if they don't stay together, don't manage it well, their marriage, they still made it to a point where they were financially prosperous. However they did it, whatever they did, collectively they were together.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. And I think that, so many women want a ready-made situation because, again, we come from a deficit state of mind where we grew up not having.
Yeah.
So even if we're self-made and we choose to deal with somebody, we want somebody that's going to continue to ensure that we have the things that we never had when we were smaller. And a lot of us, like, we didn't come from the dirt, but we also weren't driving brand new BMWs to school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I took the Rapid, I took the school bus. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you finally get to a point, you can do for yourself.
Right.
So, if you want to. But we do it at a detriment to ourselves instead of an enhancement to ourselves. And that's part of the problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying when you, like you say, I'm not saying some other culture couldn't, but I'm just saying the majority percentages our people fight against each other. Because even though, let's just say a white counterpart, the white woman, she ain't fighting against the white guy, man. She might not even like him, but she gonna make sure they like you said, sitting with the Rangers in the driveway. When it's the opposite with us, we fighting with each other about, oh, I'm gonna do better than him, and I make more money than him, so I can't be with him because he don't make enough money. Well, I ain't saying you gotta make this guy. What I'm saying as far as you gotta say, oh, I'm not taking care. I ain't say take care of him. If that's the guy you want, y'all work together and build something. That's how everybody else do. They build together.
In an ideal world, my brother, but you know, like, we have counter programming going on in our community and in our culture.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been going on for 50 plus years.
Yeah.
With the advent of the welfare system, government subsidies, the New Deal. Hell, let's take it back to the 40s. So you're looking at what, 70, 80 years of this counter programming, government dependency, that whole dividing the community has been done since slavery. So I mean, there's a lot of mental health issues behind the way we look at money, the way we take roles in relationships, and these young boys are showing. That's why you have 4 or 5 different baby mamas, and you paying $50,000 a month in child support, and they wonder why you broke. Why these rappers have all these one-hit wonders, and then you never see them again or hear from them again. They broke. And the record company is kicking their ass. The IRS is kicking their ass because they didn't pay them taxes. The record company is recouping all those cars and shit and jewelry that they flossing.
Mm-hmm. And that's all
it's deficit thinking.
Yeah, that's all based on like you said, like we were saying.
You said what?
I said it's all based on all bad economic decisions, and it's on purpose. I'm saying it's not like this just happening. They know what they're doing when they create these rappers and these particular people, and they know that they don't have the etiquette and the financial understanding and what the results gonna be. So it ain't like they don't know. They creating it on purpose. So that's what we know come out of that. And like I say, like you say, if we could just come together for a week, we would be on top. But it is what it is. And man,
what's that old saying? My grandma used to say it all the time. A fool in my grandma used to say it all the time. A fool and his money are easily separated.
Shirley Park, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that continues to be exactly what's happening. But yeah, man, I just wanted to get that out there for the people to see.
Yes, sir.
That man, athletes do go broke, as well as I mean, people who what they say, almost like 80 or 90
regular people
who hit the lotto go broke. You know, they can hit it for 57 million. They normally broke because you got somebody who's getting some money of that caliber that never had that substantial amount to even know where the first thing to even do with it. So they just thinking, I'm gonna go help everybody and do this and buy me this and buy, and that's the worst thing you can do. So that's people.
Yeah, good point.
You know what I'm saying? That's what happened when you give people that type of. You might as well give them a machine gun, let them go in the middle of the playground at school and tell them don't shoot. No, they're gonna shoot it. Give it to a 5-year-old. Say don't shoot. They're gonna shoot. So that's what happened.
Right. No, I agree.
Go ahead.
They got that show on what is that? Home and Garden. My Lottery Dream Home. These dudes done hit the lottery, done have some money for 30 days and out here buying $1 million houses. Like, why don't you pay off your debts first?
Yeah.
Pay off your previous mortgage, and then look for something $600-700. You can get a nice house for $700,000, $500,000, a nice house.
Yeah.
Have it paid off. Just pay your taxes.
Yeah. all day
You
long.
think people would do that, but people just soon as you get that money, and I'm talking about because it'd be mostly white people, but they go out there and drop $1 million. I'm like, man, y'all crazy.
Wow.
Even if I hit, bro, like my house would be very modest. I pay off all my dets.
Oh, yeah.
And I just chill. I mean, I would look at developing businesses within my family so we can create that generational wealth.
Yeah.
And our generational wealth wouldn't
Yeah, that'd be the
have
best
to
way
come
do
from
it.
life insurance,
Oh, absolutely.
which I think is crazy that black people sit there and say that all the time. That's the best way to create generational wealth. Is
Yes, what's that?
I want to do it while I still got.
I ain't hear your phone. It
One
broke up.
opinion.
What did you say, JT? You said black people say what?
I just said I hate when our people say the best way to create generational wealth is through life insurance.
Oh, yeah.
No, the best way to create generational wealth is while you're alive. And if you hit the lottery and have the funds and resources to create businesses that generate more income, then do it while you're alive. Don't wait till you're dead to pass down $100,000. And that's not wealth.
Yeah.
$1,000 is going to go on.
Yeah, that's just one of the ways. But like you say,
That.
people stuck on
50,000 is going to go. Your funeral is going to be 10,000.
Yeah, people stuck on that. You know, you got to realize
Right.
most people just repeat what they hear. Most people ain't read nothing. They just repeat it and they go with it. Man, that's 90% of the people. Not saying the other 10% because I'm sure there is people out who will read, but a lot of people just, hey, my uncle said this or my aunt said they ain't read nothing. They don't even know what's right or wrong. But with that said, my brother,
That's a shame.
we had a good segment on athletes and people with money do go broke. Tune in Wednesdays at 8 o'clock at Clips Podcast. We have all kinds of subjects, relationship, politics, whatever. But if it's up, you want to give a shout out before we go, Mr. JT Degree.
Oh, most definitely. It's first of all, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. I'll probably see you guys before the podcast. But J5 is down. Chipped and ready to get your party on J. It's gonna make an appearance. I don't know yet, but we'll see. But yo, to the bros, happy Founders Day to all the noobs worldwide. Let's go.
All right, this is the Brain Buster. We tuning out with wait a minute. Maybe I can use some music. Huh? I mean, that would be nice, or we could just an extra.
Welcome to the Clips, the place to be. When no topic is too controversial, you'll see. Let's talk for a while on the Clips Podcast.